Yeah. Hello, welcome again. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for joining. I see some people already in the chat. Thank you so much for being there. I'm very sorry it took a little bit longer. I'm actually quite on time. I'm here before 7:15. There it is. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a tough week last week. It's been a tough few days, and today we're gonna start with the devlog. It's been a tough few days for a bunch of different reasons. I had a wedding there in the middle and a bunch of things, so it's been busy. But yeah, let's begin. Let's just start straight ahead because I don't want to get into anything right now. I need to get into the devlog because it's, I think, what most of you want to see. I think what you want to see is the progress and the things I've been doing, and that's what we're going to do. I don't want to bore you, I'm just going to go straight ahead with it. So here we go. Leave me a like, subscribe, all that, and we'll get started. Okay, we'll get started. We have my mate back today. We have my mate today. Yeah, not my wife's cord, just mine. And so we're gonna drink from here today. This one's much better because it's made of the actual wood thing. It's not the it's the actual pumpkin. It's not like my wife's one. Is what's the material? As I don't know. It's not it's ceramic. It's ceramic, I think. Yeah. So yeah, but mine is, it's a pure pumpkin, this one. All right. So let's get started. Let's show you what I've been doing, and a bit of what we are going to see in general. Let me close this down because we don't need it, and let me close this down here. Yeah, I don't want to be, to have a bunch of things we don't need here. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna come here to the screen. Okay. So, all right. So, there's been a big change, which I had to do in order to be able to use the visual scripting system that we were doing within Rogue Engine in general. I had to move it. I had to actually integrate it within Rogue Engine. And I had a bunch of different ways I could have done it. And I've done it in the most difficult possible way, which is putting it in a separate window. But it's very much worth it, right? So now you can basically just double click a file that is a if it's a one of these files, you can open them here and you can see them. You can't yet like reorder them up here, like move them around like that. You can't, just copying this. but yeah, now you can open them in a separate window. This is a separate window, so you can move it around. And you can have it in a separate monitor if you want. You can alt tab, which is what I wanted. I wanted to be able to alt tab, which is that's exactly what I wanted. So that is, I think, super powerful. Like being able to do this. There you go. I think this is great. It's what I'm used to when I'm coding, right? So that behavior of alt tabbing, I wanted to keep that. and this is perfect. You know, also this window has its own memory, so it's like you have a separate editor that is, you know, has its own memory, its own thing, so it leaves me more freedom for many things. But also it has its own shortcuts, it has its own, you know, so it's a separate entity. I want it to be free to do a whole editor here and not be restricted to the realm of the engine itself. So in the long run, it's a much better option. It was definitely the harder option. It was a lot harder to do this way. It would have been a lot easier for me to integrate it within the engine, because everything was prepared for that. But it would have been a little harder to do, like the tabs and the space, you know, how much it would occupy, how much space it would actually occupy and everything, you know. But this way you can sort of, you know, have it however big you want, and you can have it anywhere, really, you know. So I think that's powerful. I think it's really good. And yeah, in general, I believe that this has been a good choice. And I'm happy with it. We can also have our own toolbar up here. Yeah, it's just a better option in general. Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm happy with this. Suffice to say. Now, now what does this mean? Well, this means that now we can actually use our, since I've integrated it within Rogue Engine, now whenever I'm using the development version of Rogue Engine, like a development version where I have this, like the branch where I have this, we can actually play with this in any project. So the idea now is that we're going to do a bunch of things without coding. Like we're going to stress test this thing to death. We're going to put this to the very test for one simple reason, is that we actually need to get a bunch of these bricks. We need to create a bunch of these bricks that we still don't have. So we need to create them, and we're going to create them here with you. So that's the point. that's just it. That's that. We just want a bunch of bricks we can use. And yeah, so this is fantastic. It's going to be very simple to use. We're going to be improving it. Like realizing what the shortcomings of this are. But in general, I think the great thing about this is that we're going to be able to say we're going to see what is actually needed for this to be powerful enough, for this to be sufficient. See what I mean? So in the sense of what functionality do we actually need here? And for that, we're going to be first translating some things we have from code to no code, because we know it's how it's possible to do it in Rogue Engine. So we have an example of doing it with code on Rogue Engine, and we're going to translate it completely into no code. And then we're going to also find, let's say because there's one thing I'm missing, which is, for instance, the interaction between the components. So that is going to be crucial. How are we thinking about the different components in terms of visual coding for Rogue Engine? And then we're going to add them, which is simply going to add the different functionalities that we need. We're going to take note of the things that are wrong. I'm going to fix things, and we're going to come back and we're going to fix all these things. And next, second thing we're going to do is we're going to create things. We're just going to say we're going to try and make a game. We're going to try and do new things, cool things. And that's the point, right? Let's think of something and try to create it. So that's going to be the next few live streams for now. We're just going to focus on that and try to create reusable systems. How good is it for people to sit down and actually create something, and how easy it is for them to actually sit down and create something. So the point of making this easy is paramount. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Part of what we're going to do today, and part of what we're going to do in the foreseeable future for now. We have Jordan Reiser here asking, is this engine being built using Three.js or for the purpose of creating a game in Three.js? Thank you for your question, Jordan. And yes and yes. That's the answer. This engine is built with Rogue Engine. Is this engine being built using Three.js or for the purpose? They're both inclusive in the sense that this is being built with Three.js and for the purpose of creating games with Three.js, right? So yeah, in Three.js, because basically what you're doing is you have a component framework, but you're using Three.js, right? You import Three.js and you use Three.js in your components. And in this case, for instance, when we have this visual components, it's just actions that are using Three.js, like the same way you would do this in Rogue Engine. So this is a Rogue Engine component, right? A regular Rogue Engine component, only it's written in a way that visual system can read it, can interpret it, but that's basically just it. And just to give you an idea what we're talking about, these are the actions, right? So these are actions. These are things that like the bricks, the different bricks that we have. Some are actions, some are events, some are blocks, and we have some special ones. So the point is that you can create one of these that does something. You see how you have a do function, and all of these basically just recreate different actions that you would do in a component. So say, for instance, let me give you an example, a very simple example here of a component. For instance, we have this procedural scroller component, right? So you can see here we're importing Three.js, and everything that we use in is Three.js. The current tiles are Three.js objects, right? The current tiles that we're scrolling, sort of, right? And yeah, the infinite scroll tiles, if you will. So yeah, everything is Three.js, HTML, and JavaScript. In the end of the day, right? Even if we're using Typescript, it's at the end of the day, it's JavaScript. It's always JavaScript. Something important to keep in mind, right? Never think that Typescript is its own thing. For anyone out there who may be confused. Yeah. So in this case, it's it's just a component framework to use Three.js. It's like instead of having to write a bunch of things down every time you say to do a Three.js project, you have a more robust solution that helps you build your Three.js project in a more scalable way, straight from the get-go. You can prototype easily, fast. That's basically it, right? You have some integrations with like Rapier here, which I'm not using here. I don't know where. Oh yeah, we were using it, but we removed it. But yeah, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start translating these components that we have, like the procedural scroller, a scroller controller, well, not the UI component, we don't need this one. The vehicle, yes, and the vehicle controller. We're gonna be translating all of these into no code, basically, right? Well, the obstacle as well. Yeah, we're going to need a bunch of these to start working, and we're going to need to fix some of these things as well. Like, think how the effect uses procedural controller, and it's doing stuff with the procedural controller, right? So we need a way to call a function from a from a different component, from a different visual component. And I know this sounds, if you're a developer, this sounds something, okay, I just write like this, right? It's just a reference and I call the method. But think that when you have a component that is another visual component, we should give the user so much more information, right? We have so much more information available, like every method it has exposed, like if it has a stop moving method, okay, that should be one of the options. Okay, call method from this procedural component. It should give me what method it is, which parameters it has, what's the return type, all sorts of things that are going to be very easy to visualize here, right? So that I know, for instance, can I use it here? Because if I can use here something like an expression or something, it's because it's going to return a Boolean, right? So all this information we have so that we can give the user exactly what they need when they need it. So yeah, we're going to be fixing that. But first, I'm going to tell you about the things I've added to the visual component editor, because I've added so many things. Like I have added, for instance, last time I had added, I think, the duplicate only, but now we have copy, we have cut. We also have, so we can basically copy, and when you copy, it tells you, to paste after or paste before. So you can, paste, say, let's paste it after this. So say paste after, it just paste this same thing there. It's tricky, right? Mostly when you have, when you're returning something, because it can get very tricky. And for these ones, for the blocks that have parameters in them, and also have different, those parameters being used inside, and then like the IDs, they change, so you have to change them everywhere here. So I had to do a whole bunch of work there. It's the else if is probably the most tricky one, so that can be buggy if you're trying to do weird, stupid things. But you can also now also multi-select. I don't have a shift select yet, because that is way trickier. So bear with me, okay? This is the most alpha version you'll ever get, and it's quite powerful still, eh? But you can do you can select a bunch of them, like this and this one, and say copy, and then you can kind of paste it here, paste after, or like that, and yeah, I'll paste your shit there. Okay. So yeah, basically also we have undo and redo, right? So yeah, that's another thing. We have undo, we have redo, we have what else do we have? We have we have a bunch of things. How many things we have? Oh my god. We can copy paste. Well, we can move things around, right? We can move these things around here, we can just move this up here. So a bunch of things we can do, basically. New things that we couldn't do before, and there's still some things missing, like moving many things around, moving I can't move all of them, you see. So that is kind of missing. but yeah, that is gonna be obviously available as well. And just a little bit more work that we still have to go through. But yeah, the undo redo, which was very important, is done. We can save the files here just with Ctrl+S. So many things. I don't know. I don't even know where more to begin. But yeah, so many things, so many new things added. Very happy. I am extremely excited about this because it's been so difficult to add all these things in here. I can't even begin to express how difficult this was. Mostly because of all the work I had to do around it. It was a bit of a job just to set up and put everything together here and interconnect it with the engine, with every single thing. Because there's also error signaling, for instance, and whenever something happens in the editor, like say something changes, you don't have access to say some action. Let me give you an example. Let's do this. For instance, say that let's come to the HTML text. Here I added a function, right? An action that is the HTML set, right? So here we're going to just remove this function, right? We're going to comment it so that it's removed. Now it's no longer part of anything. So the engine tells the editor, hey, this thing changed, or now, oh, it disappeared. So why do you have what is this? So it's telling you there is an actual error there, and you can't set up the parameters because there's nothing. So it gives you this red circle there. I still need to like set a message or something. We have the error messages from like in runtime. So if something's broken in runtime, you get an exact message with the ID of the problem you have, like which component and which ID, which action, which ID of the action. And then you come here and you can see a red square around the actual culprit for that error. So yeah, that's also more error signaling and things that I need to keep adding. Like I would love to have some sort of a also pulse, like some kind of a debugging, actual debugging with pulses, like stop points. I would love to have those to be able to debug more deeply, you know, within a game, see what's going on in each step. That would be a delight to do, not just within this sort of components, but also in general. Now with the components, that is much easier to do. It's almost impossible to do like in directly in we know with the code, unless you have like some kind of integration within a specific editor. In this case, the editor is ours. We can do whatever we want, you know. So really, we can just debug this line by line. We can do whatever we want, honestly. So I'm very happy about that. I think we have a long, great way ahead of us, and very promising. And also, yeah, it's going to be so much easier to use with an AI agent, which is fantastic, right? It's not the same to ask do game than do action, you know, create this action that does this, and then you can just add it here somewhere where you know you need it, you know, to create specific things somewhere, you know, like to create a component, and it's just a configuration. It's not doing any code, it's just telling you which code to run, basically. That is a massive change. Oh, we have a bot here. We also have nobody here. I'm just talking to myself, am I now? Yeah, so yeah, there you go. So I've just removed it from there. But yeah, yeah, oh my god, I'm alone here. I think there are like probably 2 people watching, one person. There's everyone left in YouTube, I think. I don't know. Nobody's interested in all this shit, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about this, so I don't care. Very, very excited about this. I'm very excited about the future and what this is going to mean for us and for Rogue Engine. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing. It's been an extremely busy week. And yeah, now we can play with this. I'm so happy about that. We can actually do some cool stuff. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just begin. Let's not care about anything and just start. How about that? So okay, let's think about what we need to do. Let's look at the procedural scroller. And let's see the procedural scroller. So we have the HTML UI, which we're using there. We have the obstacle. Are we using it just as a type, or are we using it as a list? We're using it as a list. And we're using the effects in it. So we do need some way to talk to all these different components. Like, since we know which things they have and what they return and all that, we can actually give the engine, give the editor a lot of information. like in this case, the effect function, right? We should be able to do this very easily. Let's see if we can start with the easier one. Let's start like with the most external branch, so we can say, okay, we at least have the very first thing. We'll see if we can do that. Okay, so we have obstacles here. We have the push. I think we don't have the array functions, so it's going to be interesting to kind of add all of those. Start adding them. I think it's going to be really cool. Very simple to do as well. Shouldn't be too hard. Then we have, what else do we have? So we have obstacle. We have scroller controller. So we're also using scroller controller in here to set. Yeah, we get in the player. So so we have, look at that. We have static functions in it that we're using. We have the get player object. What are we doing here? Oh no, she's just, stupid me. Just getting the component. So we're getting the component from the object, and what are we doing with it? We collisions. Okay, collisions from the player controller. What else are we doing? Because this is collisions, and that's collisions is fine. We can do collisions very easily. Yeah, that is very easy to do. And now here we're setting the side speed. Okay, so yeah, we need a set property, a call method. Yeah, set property, call method. Would be a set field, right? Would be for actions. It would be an action called set field. We have one, but it's mostly made for regular components. We need one that is actually for visual components, you know, so like a VC set component, or like a, you know, I think that's kind of what we need. Yeah. Oh my god, we have nobody here. It's like nobody's here. You're gonna have to excuse me. I'm a bit there's nobody here anyway, so use the fuck. I'm a bit under the weather, so there you go. I'm very sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I had to say I'm pretty much under the weather there. I'm okay. Kapchika there, you know, thanks for joining, mate. Bots assemble. Thanks for joining, bot. The bot Kapchika, the bot. The Croatian bot. Is it Croatian, right? I know you're from the area, but I don't know if I think you're Croatian. Correct me, please, if I'm mistaken there. But thanks for joining, mate. Thanks for being there. And yeah, assemble. Bots assemble. Yeah. I think I removed the bot though. Do you still see the bot message? FN2187. Oh my god. Is that a function name, ID or something? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks everyone. Leave a like, all that, you know what to do. Yeah. So we're streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube. It depends on the day, but usually YouTube's better. I'm subscribing in the name of our Lord Vader. Fair. That's fair, mate. Hopefully not, but Lord Vader. Is Lord Vader the Lord of the bots though? Okay, so we have a bunch of things here we could do, but let's see. Let's pick the lowest hanging fruit. So we have we're going to need a bunch of these components to exist in order for anything to really work, even for the interaction between components to mean anything. We know we have the obstacle, for instance, which has the effect function. We know this one needs 100% needs stuff from the procedural controller, right? So it needs to sort of get the controller in this case and do something with it. We could find different ways to do things, but I think we should try and do them exactly as they are here. So yeah, let's try and do them as precisely as possible. So yeah, let's think about this for a second. We have the scroller controller. I think it's the easiest one. I think it's one we can actually just substitute straight away. We don't need to do much about this. Remember I changed this thing here. Yeah, we're going to be soon we're going to be able to do this with without this. Yeah, but yeah, let's leave it there because it's going to help us. And this just all we did was change the sensitivity to 0.2, which is very, very helpful in it. No, sorry, just let me check that everything's okay. Yeah, all is good. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to be translating this one, okay? We're going to be moving it into no code. Now this is going to be a no code thing. Yeah, it should be like 2 lines, probably. We're going to call it scroller controller VC or something. Scroller controller VC. We're going to do that whenever we translate something. We're going to call it the name. It was VC, okay? So that we know it's a visual component. Or we could say VC scroller controller maybe. So we have them all prefixed. Maybe it's easier to find them if they're all prefixed. So we say VC scroller controller. All right, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do it. There you go. We're in components here. We're just gonna come here and do yeah. So this is what we're doing now. This is how we do it. We right click wherever you have your components there, say new visual component. We have a new visual component thing. And I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Even if there's like one person there. Yeah. I'm the only person excited about this. Oh my God. And so we need VC scroller controller. There you go. And here we go. Here it is. So yeah, now it's loading there, but we should have it already available. It's when it stops loading, it tells the editor that things have changed, so the editor knows, to update and all that. But yeah, here we are. Here we have it. You see, it's empty. We're gonna close this one because we don't need that one, and this one's just test as well. So let's remove it and see. And when we close it, let's see if it still has. Yeah, that's the one thing that I didn't. Yeah, this is one thing I didn't fix yet, which is when it closed the components to remove them from the editors, from the set editors. But yeah, don't worry about that. I'll fix that later. I've just added this. Like the integration in itself is what took most of the time. Then part of the rest of the time was just setting up like new things. I think the last thing I did was the undo redo and saving undo read, like integrating the saving that I had before because now we have to communicate with the editor from this editor, like from the actual editor. We have to communicate to and from the Rogue Engine editor to the visual component editor. So that's yeah, that's the challenge. Okay, so what does the this thing have? So we have a side speed, and then we have an update where we move, and when we move, we take the x, we translate x, so minus x, by the side speed by the delta time. We have a function for this where we don't need the delta time at all, so we're going to use that. And yeah, that is basically doing exactly this. So we're gonna use that. Yeah, let's go in here. Let's do like we know nothing about this, so we're just gonna have add a field. I just clicked here, adds a field, so number. We're gonna click here, side speed, and the default's gonna be 10. And it's going to be inspect because we want to see it in whoever we add it to. And then in the update, we're going to call rapier. It was said move. I think it is. Yeah. Moves theory given. Yeah, they all have their own thing. Well, this is another thing I added. I forgot about this. So it gives you like this yellow box whenever it's a required parameter, right? So if you don't add it, you'll see this yellow box like, oh, what is this, right? If it's not required, you won't see the yellow box. So that is I think a very good visual representation of, hey, you should add something here because otherwise it's not going to work. It's like a warning, you know, it's just add something here. If you don't add it when you play, it's just going to show a red thing. It's going to say something's error in here, and the yellow boxes as well. So yeah, that's a good thing. So we have the body here. So for the body, what we're going to do is we're going to add another field, and we're going to say this is a rapier body. We're simply going to require this. We can call this body. And yeah, this is just going to be the body that is attached beside this component. So yeah, we're going to come here, we're going to say body, and we're going to move in which direction. So we're going to add the vector 3, and here we're going to say it's going to be negate. So it's instead of I said I was on the west. Yeah, it's going to be, we're going to negate the side speed, right? Yeah, well, we actually have, we can say we can do like it, we can just use the default one, because it's sorry, the default one was this, right, which says basically 1, negate 1, so it's going to be -1 on the x, and set the side speed here, right? This is the best way to do it because this is going to be normal. This is the way to do it because this is going to be normalized. So yeah, we don't want the speed to be normalized. So we can set, you know, how much we want it to move. If we want to move open, left, or whatever, you know, and it's just going to normalize the speed. So if you're moving like around, say some kind of character where you're pressing A, D, and S, and W, and then you press like W and D together, it's going to be like 1, 1 or -1, 1 here, right? It should normalize it so that you don't get double the speed when you go in to one side, and diagonally, you know. So yeah, that's an important thing. So yeah, we just basically do -1 for the speed. We can also do something more. We can do is, instead of doing negate, we can just do an expression here. We can just say here, we can change this for add before and say minus like this. We just say this is 1. So this works too. -1, this sort of mathematical expression. Any of them work, really. I'm just gonna leave this one because it's I don't know, it's good. It's the same. So yeah. What else? Yeah, this should work. This should work. It's just fine. So we're just gonna save it. Yeah, save it, and you saw the thing there when you press Ctrl S. I'm still missing like the I have a little diskette that shows here whenever like a floppy disk. Have you ever seen a floppy disk? So yeah, a little floppy disk will show here whenever we are ready to save something, whenever we made a change. Yeah, that's the last thing I did, the undo redo. Now that was the thing to show the little floppy disk, and yeah, I don't have that ready, like showing the floppy disk. But yeah, it's just a matter of adding it. It's there, you just can't see it. Yeah, it's just going to say show whenever there's a change, whenever a change is registered for the history in the undo redo. Yeah, so yeah, but this should work. This should be enough. Let's check it out. Let's check it out in our game. Let's add it to our little car, right? This should be for the vehicle itself. So let's go to the vehicle because this is the scroller controller. So this is for our prefab, for our vehicle. This is a player vehicle. Here you go. So it has, it has the vehicle controller, but it has the scroller controller. The vehicle controller is something else, right? Yeah. Oh, the vehicle controller is even more interesting. It has a bunch of things. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. So, okay, let's remove this one. In fact, let's just bring the other one first. Let's just add the scroller controller, like the VC scroller controller. Okay, so you can see that it's the same. It's the exact same thing, you see. The speed may be a little different, so we'll need to adjust it because it's a different function. So we may need to adjust the speed. We're doing something different in both of these. This one actually respects the sides, like it will respect the colliders. The one we had here didn't respect the colliders. It was very disrespectful. So yeah, we're gonna check that out. We're gonna set a 6 like we have it here. You see, this is just the field that we've exposed here, right? The side speed that we're inspecting it. If we didn't inspect it, we wouldn't see it here. It would be a regular field. But yeah, we've set it to inspect. So you can see it there. And yeah, let's remove this one and leave that one. We save and exit. Now our prefab is saved. Now we come here and you see that the car has the VC scroller controller. There you go. It's not a venture capitalist. It's a visual component, okay? So we're redefining VC. Okay, Rogue Engine redefining VC. This is what we do now. We redefine VC. So yeah, we're gonna play this thing and see how it goes. Oh, we have a problem. No, that didn't work. That didn't work. Okay, cannot read properties of undefined reading body. Why? Let's see. Okay, let's check out. We did something wrong. So here we have the body. We're requiring it here. We're using it there. And we are translating the object, and then we are setting the translation to that of this. Okay, that's what we're doing in the original. It's basically the same, isn't it? It's exactly the same, actually. Yeah, so in this case, we have the component, the body, right? The rapier body. Which for some reason is not getting it in time. So let's see what's going on. Maybe because it's the other way around. Maybe it can't find it and it can't find it in time. Let's see if that's the case. Save and exit. Let's check it out. No, that's not the case. Okay, some problem there. A stupid issue. It shouldn't be so problematic. Reading body. In procedural scroller. Oh, right. Because I know what's going on. It's because, yeah, Yeah, okay, so that is the problem. Yeah, the problem is in procedural scroller. Because yeah, it's not. I was confusing scroller controller with procedural scroller. Scroller controller is what we just translated, right? This thing is what we have now here. This is it. This is it. Like all of this code, it's just this now. You see that? Very simple, right? This don't look at this. This is just the binding of the move axis. But oh right, I forgot about the move input. Yeah, I forgot about the move input. That was important. Yeah, but yeah, that's why it wasn't working actually. Yeah, movement input. Yeah, so we need to set that up. I'm an idiot. Don't even. Yeah, don't even get me started. We have H6 Kitty World saying hello, yo. How's it going, mate? Thanks for joining, mate. You're gonna have to forgive me a bit. I'm a bit under the weather, like I said before, and I am going to. I'm gonna need to. I'm dying. I'm dying. Game over. I hate this. Okay, how's it going, mate? Yeah, my head hurts a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, we need. So yeah, thanks for joining, mate. Thanks for joining A6 Kitty World. Thanks for joining. And yeah, the problem is that we're using scroller controller in other places, right? So procedural scroller is using scroller controller. Here you go. You see? So now we need to use. You see, we can actually use VC scroller controller as a regular scroller controller because we're redefining VC. Remember, but yeah, but VC scroller controller. There you go. So now we just come here and we say scroller controller get here, yeah, and why doesn't this have a re component? Oh, because it doesn't set the oh, it didn't set the actual one there. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna do this then for now until we, because it should actually set when it's a component, it should set the actual type. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't actually, because let me show you what it does. It's best if we see it, right? It's best if we like actually go in here and see what Rogue Engine is doing behind the scenes. Oh no, actually I can actually change this very easily. This was stupid. This should actually be just setting up the. No, we can't. No, it can't. It can't. It can't. No. Yeah, I think it can't. No. No. Because you can't do this here, right? You can't just do this here. You see, so that is a problem. For the typing, right? For the type system. Because otherwise we have to maintain an import system. We could do this in the future, but that would add like some overhead because we would have to actually check all the imports for everything, like for all the different things there, and that's going to be a problem. And it's not a problem within the visual components. It's a problem when you're using the component outside of visual components. And outside of visual components, you can cast it. You know what it is? Well, you cast it. That would be like the ideal case, I guess. But yeah, it's a problem that we can't really import it here. Well, we just cast it. So we're just casting it because we know what it is. And if it's not that, then that's a whole different problem. We have a big issue there. Yeah, so let's just consider it casting. Okay. Okay. All right. Here you go. I'm happy with this. I'm okay with this. Totally okay with this. Totally fine. So yeah, let's fix this other thing now. Procedural scroller doesn't exist. What do you mean doesn't exist? What do you mean it doesn't exist? Are you just causing issues for the sake of causing issues? Come on, mate. Don't be obscene. What do I have here? We didn't change anything, right? No, we didn't change anything. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna yeah, I don't care. Okay, yeah, there you go. It's still missing. What's going on? So let's remove this one. Let's just keep this one. Import VC scroller controller. Let's reload. Let's reload the project. Something strange there. Why would it say that it doesn't exist? It's a really weird thing. Also, well, yeah, it removes the screen, like it closes the other editor whenever reload the project or something like that. I also had to kind of find out what was the best way of doing that. It's weird. It shouldn't be happening. Let's see what's going on. So procedural scroller. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Bro, it disappeared. Okay, this is weird. This is now officially weird. Yeah. Let's see. Headaches. Just headaches. Why? Headaches for the sake of headaches. It's just not fun, you know. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, scroller controller is also missing. Nice. Very nice. So scroller controller is missing. VC scroller controller is missing. It says here. What happened? Why is it missing? It's just breaking my bolts in it. When it's specific components that are missing and they are tied together in some way, it's usually due to one of them being broken and then the other one's kind of screaming about it, going, why? What did you do? Yeah, but this is way too much silent error that I don't like. I don't like silent errors. I don't like when errors like this, like so. What is this? Because this is an absolute silent error. Like, how did it disappear like that? Hmm. There are no errors here. Hmm. Did I move something? What did I do? Let's do this thing. Let's come in here. Let's use scroller controller for a bit. And because all I did was to cast the rapier body there. That's all I did. I just casted this thing here. That's all I did. So that was weird. I was just casting a component and suddenly, whoa, error gone. Error's gone. Let's go back. VC scroller controller. Some weird stuff. Okay, so VC scroller controller. Let's see. We save this, and there's a problem. Why? Why? Let's remove these lines. So the casting is not really an issue here. Also, it's doing like this one doesn't exist. So it can't even open it because it thinks it doesn't exist. That's also the weirdest part. Like the most weird part about this is that it doesn't exist. Like a procedural scroller doesn't exist because it thinks that this one doesn't exist. For some reason, this one disappeared. Even though we have a registered component here and everything seems to be fine, we just seem to not have this component anymore. For some reason, some strange, weird reason, this component just disappeared from the face of the earth. There are no other components with this name that I know of. Are there any other components with this name that I would know of? No. Okay, let's do this. Let's say, okay, what if we change this to, let's change this whole thing back to being scroller controller. Okay, we know this will fix that. Now this exists again. You see that? That was weird. Like, okay, that was weird because why they using it make it disappear? Like, that was some input magic kind of weird thing. Should have been treated as a regular component, like regular, absolutely. So we're seeing some shortcomings here, some issues we're having. You're gonna have to excuse me again. So I really don't know what's going on. I would love to know what's going on. I'd very much like to know what's going on. Let's start by fixing this thing. Okay, let's just go and say add before. And let's say input. I would be get access. It would be move. Yeah, now it selects the first one in the list. So we have move and look. So we're using move. We have X and we have Y. And in this case, what we want is for what we've seen here, like scroller controller. We have here what we want is movement input X. So that is what we actually want to negate, not one, but that. So what we do is get the X there. I think the renaming is working. Let's see if it works. Move X. Yeah, it's not working in it. I need to fix the renaming. It is working if I do it like in a variable, but it's not working in the expressions. Like if I use it here, let's see if I use it here. Okay, rename X. It's working there, you see? But it's not working like when you have an expression inside a vector3. So that was that I immediately thought, will this work here now in like an expression in a vector3? And it didn't. So yeah, but let's rename this again because I like move X. Yeah. And yeah, let's just leave this as 0. So yeah, this is perfect. This should work. And this is exactly what you have here, right? So if we look at these two together, you see that we are basically getting the site speed. Then we have these require for the body. And then we have the movement input. And then we have, we get the movement input and then we translate, we move around, we move the body. So yeah, we just basically just wrote like 4 lines of code. Yeah, it's more or less the same. We could write this in a different way as well, like in a similar way. Yeah, this is okay. I'm happy with this. Now let's save. And see, when you save, you can see the thing rolling there. There you go. We have oh, friend master 2000, be sub bro. Doing good, mate. Doing good here. Suffering a little bit, just some health shortcomings. There's a little bit of a flu, just a little bit of a flu. Nothing too spectacular. Just allergies. I will call it that. Yeah, some extra mucus. Yeah, don't share my matter right now. We usually share it around with people. We just go around, you pour it down, and you give it to someone. They drink, give it back, and you pour it, you give it to someone. Yeah. No, just drinking this thing. Just feeling a bit bad, a little bit of a flu. No, this is just tea, man. Yeah, I could be getting drunk. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be 34 years old. So I should be getting drunk. Yeah. Incredible. I'm going to be 34. Thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah. I'm still, reconciling the number. It's like, oh, fucking hell. I'm going to be 34. 30 fucking 4. Yeah. But thank you. Thank you so much. And, okay. So, shit, try 46. You're 46, mate. I mean, yeah, my wife's 30, is going to be 38 next year. Yeah, she's 37 now. But yeah. Nice, man. Well, I would say you look younger, but I'm just seeing a picture there. I'm just seeing a drawing there. the drawing there. That drawing does look younger than 46. Looks like yeah, looks like you have like 10 years less. You know, probably younger than me. With this beard, I look. If I shave this beard, I look like a baby. I look like a damn baby, like a bald bearded baby, 100%. Well, if I shaved, it wouldn't be a bearded baby, but I would be a bald baby, just a bald baby. You know, interesting. But yeah. I thought I was gonna be 33, and you know that's gonna be it. I'm just I'm just gonna join the 33 club. I know there's the 27. I thought, well, I'm just gonna join the Jesus club or something. You know, which is 33, and so maybe that's my destiny. You know, just die at 33. But no, tomorrow I'm gonna be at least for now. You know, we have a few hours to go to be. Well, technically no, because I should go with the Uruguayan time, right? Not by UK time. I'm actually not going to be 34 until 00 in Uruguay, right? So when I'm 34 here, I'm actually not 34 technically, right? Because I'm Uruguayan. I still have a few hours to go. Like I can kill a few hours before being 34. That's an interesting dilemma there. If you're in Australia, for instance, when do you celebrate your birthday? Is the date in Australia or the date in your native country, eh? Unless you're in New Zealand or something, right? But yeah. It's just something to think about. Okay, so the problem we have in here, having a bit of an issue here. The problem we're having is that every time we try to use the visual controller, the visual component of the procedural scroller, our visual controller component version. I keep calling it visual controller. I have too many controller something over everywhere, and then I just keep calling it controller. But no. So what we need to do is to figure out why the visual component of the scroller controller is doing so much chaos here. Whenever we import it here, it says, "Oh, you don't exist," which is stupid because it does exist. We know it. We know you exist. Don't be silly. You are real. You're a real boy. But yeah, it sort of dies. So let's try that again. We'll call the visual controller. We cast it down there. Rapier body there. There you go. And when we save this, boom, we have an error. Missing component. And they're both missing. Because this one will also be missing. Like we can't open it again. I wonder if the other ones are missing too. Like, oh, we just have errors everywhere, don't we? Oh, let's see that. Let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this. Quiet. Yeah, so it's having a problem getting the component because it can't really find it. Can't find it at all. Interesting. Interesting. It's not finding anything, actually. Yeah. But it's also giving me a bit of an idea. Something I need to check what happens when a component disappears in the editor, right? This shouldn't show this here, right? Because you have a saved thing here, a saved tab. This is what we see. So this is an error I need to fix from this. It should actually just remove that tab from the editors, or just omit it and say, oh, this doesn't exist. Yeah, something like that. But hey, yeah, this is a bit of a problem. well, more than a bit of a problem, because we really don't know what's going on, and that's the problem. The problem is that we have no idea what's going on, and these two are right there together. We know they both exist. We know they're both here. They are both registered. But for some reason, they don't exist. They are not getting registered when we're putting them here. Like when I'm adding this one here, suddenly they both disappear. It's just important in here and they both disappear. It's as crazy as that. Very crazy. Like absolutely crazy. Why important here makes it disappear? And that's what we need to figure out. Because that's a problem. I mean, normally we wouldn't do this, right? I mean, we're trying to translate everything. But we need to use a visual component that we created somewhere in our code. If we do, like this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't be a problem. Like if we want to code using one of our visual components, this shouldn't be a problem. This should just not happen. This should just work like any other component. So it's stupid that we're having this problem, this issue here. It's absolutely stupid. This shouldn't be an issue at all. Yeah, so I'm concerned. This is strange. It's very, very strange. I'm wondering, like, if I created like another component with a different name. I don't know. Why is this happening? It's so fucking weird. This is so fucking weird. It's going through all of them first, right? So whenever this runs, it runs through all of them. It registers them. Now it's just important in here, and we're using it not just as a type here. We're also using it. We're also getting the VC scroller controller from the player object. Yeah, that should just work, right? Because this should be a regular component, right? This is a regular component. This has everything a regular component has. The only difference is that they extend a different component, right? One of these extends visual component, and the other one extends regular Rogue Engine component. That's the only difference between them both, but it should be exactly the same, like exactly the same. And that's what's weird about this. Very, very weird. They're both components because this is a component. This is a component. Despite being a visual component, it's just a component at the end of the day. Yeah, this is making me suffer right now. This is making me actually have a pain in my head. Okay, it's all good. Damn this flu. Okay. So what's going on here? Let's put them together so we can see them both together there. Yeah, see them together there. Being idiots. Being absolute idiots. So, but technically, if we commented this, we did like any here, right? We came down here, and instead of using this, we used we said this dot player controller equals re dot get component by name, and we got VC scroller controller from player object, like this. That should just work because we're not importing it, right? There. And if we come here, yeah, it works now. Oh look, it works. It's reversed. Oh my god, it's reversed. It's reversed. So the other one was right. So I mean, this one is right. It's like the yeah, the sides are wrong. I don't know. So yeah, let's come here and let's do that like that for a minute for now, because I don't want to bore you trying to find the solution for this. But it's definitely something we should fix. Let's just use move X then here, because we don't need to invert it apparently. And we're just gonna save this. And this should just work now. Yeah. I think the speed is good. I think the speed is perfect. Yeah. No. Whoa. This is fun. This is fun. This is definitely fun. Whoa. Oh, that was close. That was close. The car could have gone either way, and it could have just crushed on us. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There you go. I love this. I'm a master of this. I'm just too good at this. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at me go. Look at me go. Look at me ride. Look at me ride. Will I ever die? Yeah, I died. Just a matter of asking, and I died. 185. That's pretty good, eh? That's pretty nice. That's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, I need to solve this problem. This is an issue. This is a big issue because I don't want to be using this as a as anything else. I don't like this at all. And yeah, this should be fixed. Well, oh, the vehicle controller is using the procedural scroller to get the game logic here. This is a procedural scroller. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we can't really get yeah, because we're using the game logic to set the vehicle controller. So until we have a proper way of communicating between components, is kind of a pain in the arse for us. So I need to fix that. There's a few things I need to fix. The lowest hanging fruit was the vehicle controller, the scroller controller. Then we have the vehicle controller itself, which basically controls the SFX, the rotation, the smoothness, all these things that the car does. And then we have all of the other things like the because this one doesn't even get the body or anything. It's just a proper controller, like a logic controller. And then there is the vehicle itself, which is a type of obstacle. And since it's a type of obstacle, yeah, we need a way to so that's the other thing I'm missing, which is the extents. So I'm gonna try and simply do it some other way, because we need to be able to exist without extensions for a bit. I think that's a must. Extending is a concept. Think of this as something that is for non-coders, right? So talking about inheritance, that's going to be a thing. So I'm starting with the simplest things. We're going to add more features in the future, but we need a bit of a, the basic things at least for us to be able to do a bunch of things. Can we do them with the things we have right now? And the answer has to be yes. So yeah. Okay. All right. I may just leave this live stream for up here for today, just because I'm not feeling too great. Yeah, we actually have a few people. We actually have like what, 5, 1, 2. Yeah, it's just 5 people, about 5 people. So that's pretty cool. But I think, right, because YouTube is kind of a, yeah, I mean, Restream, it kind of tells me some things and then it's not true, and then it shows me numbers come and go. So I never know what is true, what isn't. But yeah, I would like to come back here with a few things already resolved. So we're coming back here. I'm thinking of changing Tuesdays to Mondays. It's very likely that we're going to change the Tuesdays to Mondays. So probably we're going to start doing like a Monday and Thursday. For multiple reasons. Mostly because there's more or less the same time in between them. In between because you have like Thursday, then we have Friday, we have the weekend there, and then it's Monday, right? So we have 3 days in the middle, and then we have, we have it on Monday, and then Monday, for Monday we have, at least 2 days, it's 1 day less, not just, 1 day and then the next, it's too much, I think. So, yeah, I'd much rather we have 1 day, like say, okay, let's try Mondays. Let's see if Mondays work. If Mondays don't work, then that's fine. But let's try to make them work. I think Mondays are a pretty good option. So I will probably come back Monday. I'm going to try and fix all the things that we're missing. I'm going to try to fix everything. I will not be doing anything for my birthday. So, like, even mostly how I feel like. This is not fun. Like, I'm here because I said I was going to be here, and I hadn't been here like last week. So I needed to be here. I'm very sorry that this is... let me see. Is the audio working fine? Yeah. So let's solve these problems. I'm going to try and solve all these issues. I'm going to try and solve the import issues. This import issue is big. Like, I consider it like a big thing, like a massive blow. So this needs to be fixed. This is all ups and downs, right? All the time. Like, I'm super happy about something, and I'm like, it's just in the air, like, whoa, in the clouds and the sky is just going, and then feel so happy about something, and then this is like a big blow, big blow, because yeah, I didn't expect for this to be broken. This is one of those things that I need to be, testing a bunch of shit to make it work. It's not one of those errors that I go, okay, I have a few clues about what's going on. This is like so obscure that is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna have a horrible time fixing this thing. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be ugly. So yeah, I'm gonna be focusing on probably on this, and making sure that a bunch of other things work, like and the interaction between components, like in between visual components, to make sure that then I can show you how that works. Yeah, because I want to be pretty sure There are some things I may need to change there. So yeah, probably something I need to, a few things about this video I need to take note of. So I'm just gonna leave it about here so that I can go back and watch it again and see everything that I needed to take note on about things that went wrong. And yeah, I don't like watching my live streams back. I think I had to watch like 2 or 3 for different reasons, because I needed to see some things that went wrong, and what I did at certain points, and because I did that short one day, well, not a short, actual video. So yeah, that's the only reason I would watch my live streams back. I don't like watching myself back. But okay, I'm not going to be doing nothing for my birthday tomorrow, like 99%. So I'm just going to be doing this. And yeah, I need to fix this. And on Monday, I want to have everything like perfect on Monday. Because it's, yeah, otherwise it's a pain in the arse, right? Like, please. So thank you so much for joining me. Thanks so much for being there. At least, I mean, I'm happy that we did this one, because it, I mean, it works, right? We can't import it, but it works, right? Yeah. I mean, if I could solve inheritance, that'd be cool, yeah. But I don't want to add inheritance now. I feel like it's too much for non-coders to think about extension, inheritance, and it's just a pain. It's just too much. Yeah, so for now, not for now. Let's just keep it that way. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Also, it would mean to have to keep up with imports probably and all that. So yeah, it's just too much for now. It's just let's just leave it at that. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being there. It's been great to be back. Even though I feel like terrible. But yeah, it's I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to oh, thank you, friend master. Thank you for being here. And yeah, we'll see you later. I'll be back on Monday. Like 99%, I'll be back on Monday. Yeah, unless I'm like totally, destroyed, like very under the weather, I'm very likely going to be back on Monday. I'm gonna also try, like, some point I'm gonna try different times of live streaming, but yeah, we'll see. All right, see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you. I lost my ending screen. Okay, now I found it. Bye.